Hi, hope you're doing well. This is a few days in my Hobonichi Cousin daily journal. I was going to call this a week in my daily journal, but I only filmed Monday through Thursday, so here we are. I haven't filmed one of these full journaling videos in quite a while because I write in my planner very sporadically throughout the day. Like, for example, if I'm exporting a file and it's taking a few minutes, then I will just quickly open up my planner and write in a few sentences. And obviously I don't want to do my entire filming setup for that, so yeah. But for this week, I decided to put in a little bit more effort and film most of my planner sessions. For my regular viewers, you know the drill. I start with my Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen in the soft tip and I write down the word today. And in the left column, I break it down into 3 categories. One is my daily routine, then I have my work section, and then a pretty small life section. Since it is the first week of September, I know we're still technically in summer, but I just categorize September as part of fall. So I wanted to do like a nice neutral fall colors sort of theme. Although it is pretty out of place because it is like 30 something degrees these days and it is very, very hot. But nevertheless, I'm very excited for all of the fall colors. And then, as always, I start off each day with a daily prompt, and I get a lot of questions about where I get these prompts from. I actually publish them myself, and you can find the list on my website. This might sound a little bit arrogant, but I'm gonna say it anyways. I just don't like a lot of the prompts that I find online, or like in gratitude journals that are sold in stores. I think the best way that I can explain it is I want to be able to reflect on myself and my life and the world in general, but I don't want to be faced with like a super deep question every single morning. So when I go to make my own list, I like to mix in a lot of silly questions that are still, thought-provoking, and I feel like I learn a little bit more about myself, even if it's like a silly question. Like, for example, I think one of the questions a while back was like, what is your ideal sandwich? And I had a lot of fun thinking of all of the sandwiches that I had and all of the toppings and like, what do I truly like in a sandwich? Do I get a turkey sandwich every time I go to Subway because I truly love turkey, or is it out of habit? Very important question, and I think my conclusion was I really do like turkey sandwiches. But I still do have a lot of serious prompts, like, for example, what are some characteristics you value in a politician? So I just need like a good variety. And the thing is, I have terrible memory, so by the time it is like the 2nd of the month, I would have already forgotten the rest of the questions. So it is still kind of like a nice surprise every day. Something else that I tried for this week is I saw a lot of people in our Facebook group suggesting using markers instead of an ink pad for their stamps, and I wanted to try it for this week. We already passed this part, but if you recall from earlier, I was very nervous about stamping, so I tried it on a test paper first, and the first one was kind of a fail, but I realized that it was because I just didn't put enough pressure down. So if you're gonna try with these stamps and like a marker instead of an ink pad, I would really recommend putting down a lot of pressure to get a good crisp outline. And you can see that it looks pretty good here. This is I think like the Open Planners wooden stamp from my store, and there is like a little empty space purposely so you can write in whatever. I decided to draw in a little question mark with the same marker that I used for the stamping, which I thought was a really good idea. Anyways, moving on to Tuesday, I feel like I'm rambling a lot because, again, I haven't filmed one of these voiceover videos in a while, and I think I just have a lot more to update. But anyways, again, I just wrote down my to-do list as always, and then I moved on to writing down the prompts. Typically, I make my to-do list and do all of the prompts and stuff at around 7 in the morning. I wake up at around 6 or 6:30 and I go on a walk. Then I do any emails and social media just like very quickly to ensure there's like nothing catastrophic happening, and I make my to-do list for the day. And then just depending on how busy the day is going to be, I will either spend some time decorating with like washi tapes or like doodles and write down my first morning entry, or if it's like a really busy day, I just go straight into work and I don't fill in my planner until like the afternoon. For Tuesday, I wanted to use these stamp washi tapes, which I released in October of 2023, I think. And I just haven't really had the chance to use them, so I thought this would be a great opportunity. However, I would really recommend watching my monthly planner updates where I flip through all of my spreads for the month, because you will see that there are a lot of spreads where I don't do much decorating and it's just like a straight wall of text or to-do list, or sometimes it's just like a big empty space because I'm either too busy or not in the mood to always decorate my journals. Also, obviously, because I knew that I was filming this video, I did put in a little bit more effort. So yeah, the reason why I'm saying this is I don't want anyone to feel like this is something that I'm able to keep up with every single day. On this day, I wrote my first entry in the afternoon, and then the lighting here is very dark because judging by the sleeves of my shirt, I think this was after my nighttime run. So yeah, it was pretty late at night when I wrote down this last entry. Also kind of funny, the entire day I was thinking about this spread and how I hated the just composition of the stamps. So that is why I later added the Ode to Da Vinci washi tape and this little teacup sticker. I was literally thinking about it all day. Okay, moving on to Wednesday, I am just doing the usual structure of writing down the today and also my headings. I usually try to do this 2 days at a time, so I save just like a very minuscule amount of time for the next morning, but I kind of see it as like looking out for my future self, you know? For this day, I decided to do another type of heading that I've been loving, which is just drawing this like rounded rectangle. Is that the name of the shape? I'm not sure. It's not an oval, is it? Is it a rounded rectangle? I will have to look into that because now this is going to bother me. But I once again just did my routine, work, and life categories. And I think I forgot that I was doing the whole marker and stamp thing for the prompts, so I just wrote it down normally. And then under the life section, hallelujah, I actually have something. I put down this tiny icons. It's like the meal one from my shop because I went out for sushi with my friends. So there's that. And then I just went ahead and answered the prompt. And I used the pumpkin patch washi tape to decorate this day. So the thing is, because I was planning to go out for sushi with my friends for dinner, I had to cram a lot of work in the morning and afternoon. So I wrote my first entry in the afternoon and I forgot to turn on the camera. And I love my friends, I love my family, but I am also extremely introverted, and even just like 2 hours of eating dinner with someone else, I get very drained. So I didn't actually end up like having the energy even to do any journaling that night, and instead I filled everything in retroactively. So I'm just doodling like a sushi text, and also I doodled a cute little receipt of the things that we ordered. And then when I went to write down a little summary, I prefaced with retroactive entry, so if I happen to be reading this particular entry in the future, I can distinguish it from what I wrote on the day of. When I do my retroactive entries, again, my memory isn't the best, so I often like to doodle big things like this Sushi California text and that little receipt box. I either doodle big things or I paste in big stickers and lots of washi so that I don't have to recall a lot of things to write. That kind of gives the illusion of a fuller spread. Okay, moving on to Thursday. My sleeves are the same because, again, I had to fill in Wednesday first, but I just went ahead and wrote out my to-do list. And Thursday, I will say I was extra careful with trying to ensure my writing was neat because I knew that this would be one of the promotional photos for the Wonder Pens workshop that I'm hosting. I know that I've been hinting at going on a trip and hosting a workshop, and on Friday I was very excited to announce that during the last week of September, I will be flying to Toronto to finally visit Wonder Pens and host my very own workshop and pop-up, and I'm so excited. It is a lot of firsts. It's gonna be my first time seeing my products in a retail store, my first time hosting a workshop, and my first time doing a pop-up. I mean, I've done like a vendor table before, for example in New York, but I think a pop-up is a little different because I'm just popping up. Anyways, I first wrote down my to-do list and answered the prompt, which was, what is something free that you are grateful for? And I realize now that this question was asking only for one thing, but I wrote down 3 things: the sun, libraries, and hands. And the focus of the spread was showing the collaboration washi tapes. So I doodled the Wonder Pens logo and I ripped up little swatches of the washi tapes. Again, in my head, I knew that I wanted to take a photo of this spread to promote the workshop, so I kind of just worked everything around that. Okay, I think that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching and got some inspiration. Thank you always for your support, and I will see you next week. Bye!